All right. Welcome to the deep dives. Today we're diving into um, idioms.
Ooh,
Idioms.
yes,
Idioms.
yes,
And those phrases
right.
that don't actually mean what they literally say. So
Yeah.
we're talking about things like raining cats and dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Thankfully, no pets are falling from the sky.
But exactly right.
We're going to take 10 of these
Okay.
from this podcast called English Made Easy.
Cool.
And the reason why we're doing that is so you can understand everyday conversations better.
Right.
And also so you can start to incorporate these into your own
Your own English.
English. Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's so interesting about these idioms, I think, is that they offer a glimpse into the culture's thought process. Like, it's almost like you're decoding a secret language,
Yeah.
and you can inject a lot of color and personality into how you speak.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's crack this code.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So the first one is break the ice.
Oh, yeah. Break the ice.
So think about like if you're in a room full of strangers,
Yeah.
you need to kind of ease the tension a little bit. You need
Yeah.
to break the ice.
Right.
So you might tell a joke.
Yeah.
You might ask a question.
Yeah, you tell a funny story.
Something like that.
And English Made Easy gave a great example of this.
Yeah.
Somebody telling a joke to do just that,
Yeah.
to break the ice.
Yeah, and I've always thought that was such an interesting one
Yeah.
because, it's taking this physical act of breaking the ice
Yeah.
and making it this metaphor for overcoming social barriers.
Yeah.
So
It's a cool one.
it is really cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of effort, what about when you just nail it?
Oh,
You hit the nail on the head.
yes.
So that's getting something exactly right.
100%.
Maybe you summarize something perfectly. And in the podcast, they give the example. You hit the nail on the head when you said teamwork is key to success.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
It's that feeling of like everything just fits into place perfectly
Yeah.
like a puzzle.
it is really cool.
Yeah.
And that actually brings us to bite the bullet.
Oh.
So this is one where I always picture somebody kind of gritting their teeth
right.
before they do something unpleasant.
Exactly.
Maybe going to the dentist,
Yes.
but do you think it always has to be unpleasant?
Well, I mean, you're right. Bite the bullet can apply to any situation where you need to show courage
Right.
and face something difficult.
Right.
I think the origin of the phrase actually comes from
Oh,
soldiers biting down on a bullet
oh my God.
during surgery without anesthesia. So,
Okay, that puts it in perspective.
yeah, that's definitely a tough situation.
All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
What about let the cat out of the bag?
Oh, yeah.
I love this one. It makes me smile every time.
Right.
So it's this idea of a mischievous cat
Yeah.
that's getting out of the bag and maybe wreaking some havoc.
hmm
Do you think it always has negative consequences, though?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It can definitely be negative.
Yeah.
Like, think about accidentally revealing a surprise birthday party,
Right.
as the podcast illustrates.
Right.
But sometimes revealing a secret can actually be a relief, or it can even lead to a positive outcome.
That's true.
So, the context is important.
Yeah. I mean, context is everything, right?
It really is.
All right. So speaking of context, we've all been there feeling into the weather.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not really sick,
Right.
but you're definitely not feeling your best.
You're not feeling 100%.
Not 100%.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a universal idiom?
I would say that most cultures probably have expressions for feeling unwell.
Right.
The weather metaphor is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Maybe it suggests that like mood and well-being are as changeable as the weather itself.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
All right. So have you ever spilled the beans?
Oh.
Or has anybody ever spilled the beans on you?
Oh, yeah.
So this is all about sharing secret information.
All right.
It could be intentionally or accidentally.
Oh.
I've definitely had it happen to be accidentally,
Oh.
and it's so embarrassing.
It is. It is.
Have you ever had a spill the beans experience that you'd like to share?
Well, let's just say I've learned the hard way that some secrets are best kept secrets.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, this next one, this is super relatable. Cost an arm and a leg.
Oh, yeah.
So we've all seen a price tag and been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
Exactly.
Like a designer handbag that
Yeah.
was mentioned in the podcast.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous,
Mm-hmm.
but the price,
But yeah, the price is a little bit scary.
yeah, it's a little scary.
It highlights the idea of sacrifice,
Yeah,
right? You know, not literally losing limbs,
Right.
but giving up something substantial to obtain what you desire.
yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but on the other side of that, what about something that's super easy?
Oh, yeah.
A piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Yeah.
So,
It's funny because some things are a piece of cake.
right,
And some things definitely cost an arm and a leg.
exactly.
Yeah.
Have you had any piece of cake moments lately?
You know what? I actually recently finished a project
Oh.
that I thought was going to be incredibly challenging,
Okay.
but it turned out to be surprisingly straightforward.
Oh, wow.
A real piece of cake moment.
I love those.
Yeah.
So this next idiom puts the ball in your court.
Okay.
The ball is in your court.
Yeah, yeah.
It means it's your turn to take action.
Right.
Or make a decision.
Yep.
Have you ever used this, or has it been used on you?
Oh, absolutely. Especially in like negotiations or collaborative projects.
Right.
When you're waiting for someone to take the next step,
Yeah.
it's kind of a polite way to nudge things along.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And finally, for all those burning the midnight oil out there,
Yes.
we have burned the midnight oil.
Burning the midnight oil.
Pulling an all-nighter, fueled by coffee
Lots of coffee.
and determination.
Yes.
What's your most memorable time that you've had to burn the midnight oil?
Ooh, I once had to finish this research paper with a looming deadline.
Yeah.
Let's just say I became very well acquainted with my local coffee shop.
I bet.
Yeah.
So we've explored some really amazing idioms today.
Yeah.
It's amazing how these phrases can enrich our communication
Right.
and understanding of culture.
Absolutely. And they add so much depth and personality to language.
Yeah.
You know, I encourage everyone to listen for them
Yeah.
in everyday conversations and maybe even try using a few yourself.
Yeah. And on that note,
Yeah.
what other English idioms have you encountered that you're curious about?
Ooh.
Maybe we'll do another deep dive and uncover even more of these linguistic gems.
Let's do it.
All right, that's it for today.
Thanks for having you.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Try next time.
Bye.